This car is built for drag and drive. I want to say the drag and drive show on Wednesday is going to be crazy. If we have a game-changing announcement, the first half of the show is this announcement and guests that are surrounding it. And then the second half, we are talking to Camron Thorpe, who is our feature for Built for Drag and Drive this week. We're talking to him about the Volvo and what it takes to be the nation's most competitive drag and drive racer. He completed 4 national events in 2022. Let's jump into Built for Drag and Drive, brought to you by our friends at Sweet Patina. Sweet Patina has been amazing to us. They've got a big year coming up. They're going to be at the C10 Nationals in Texas in May. You've got to get over to that show and see them. But they've also allowed our followers to have a discount code DND57 at checkout, get you a discount, get you a 10% discount on anything you purchase from sweetpatina.com. Guys, you've got to get over and get your TKO hand cleaning wipes because you know you're going to be wrenching on your stuff getting ready for an event coming up. So jump over DND57 as your discount code on sweetpatina.com. Love this. On the NHRA Insider podcast this week with Brian Lohnes, Clay Millican, yes, Clay Millican, said they built the Dentley truck for, it was literally built for drag and drive. His plan is to attend Drag Week in 2023 if the schedule doesn't interfere with his professional drag racing career. So my question to you is, can a truck with a twin turbo Hemi driven by one of the fastest race car drivers take down Lutz's 6-year record? Guys, come on. We need somebody to hang a low 6-second average on a national drag and drive event so we can maybe get Lutz. So someone tag Clay Millican, tell him we're talking about him over here in drag and drive and that we would love to see him in the event. Love to see him in any event. Our Built for Drag and Drive feature this week is Camron Thorpe and his Volvo wagon 10-second car. So this is going to be a quick recap of his drag and drive history because he's going to be on the Drag and Drive show Wednesday night. We're going to dive deep. So make sure you ask questions and ask what it takes to compete in 4 national events in 2022. Guys, he put almost 12,000 miles on his tow rig and the car during the year competing in these events. So I think I first saw the car on Sloppy Mechanics back in, I think it was 2018 or 2019, as he was beginning to build it. I really wanted to build a Volvo wagon at that time. So that was a big part of my research then. And his car certainly popped up and is a favorite of mine. So I think he was talking about Hot Rod Drag Week 2019, but seeing the car at Race Week 2020 was the first time I actually saw it in person. Y'all, the car's super cool. The dude is super cool. The car's really cool. It's an LS swap. We'll get some details internal of the engine. It's got an LSA on top of it. It's got a 4L80 and then a Mosier 9-inch axle with a ladder bar setup in the back. So I'm kind of excited to hear why he went that route and not maybe like a parallel 4-link or something like that. So it's going to be really a fun story getting to know all of that. The car's history is a perfect example of what happens when you have a car that runs more than one event. Okay, this is what I say all the time about guys: build a car, sort it, take it on an event, or sort it at an event. I don't care. Then go home and make updates, right? It just like Freiberger says all the time, it doesn't have to be right, just running. This car is perfect. His 2022 events, fastest average ever is 10.511. Ran that at Sick Week 2022. He is coming back for 2023, so that's exciting. And then Rocky Mountain Race Week 2022, he averaged an 11.219. He generally runs the 11.0 index. We'll find out why he does that. I think it's probably because of elevation and the car would slow down a little bit than what it would be at South Georgia Motorsports Park. So Sick Week 10.5. Rocky Mountain Race Week or 1.0 at 11.219. Race Week placed third in the 11.0 index with an 11.039. Hot Rod Drag Week, which was his first drag week to compete in that I can find, 10.639 for Drag Week 2022. Again, 12,000 miles, almost 12,000 miles were put on the car and his tow rig during 2022 to compete in these events. And guys, these are national level events. We had other racers compete in 4 drag and drive events throughout the year, but he is the only one to compete in 4 national events, which are 4-day or longer events. Some history on the car, previous events history. Rocky Mountain Race Week was his first event with for 2019. He averaged a 13:080 then, which I think is pretty interesting because you go to Rocky Mountain Race Week 2020 and he runs a 12:036, so dropped more than a second off of his average time, and he took first place in the 12:0 index class for Rocky Mountain Race Week. It's pretty amazing. Then 2020 kicked off the race week events because drag week canceled. So he ran an 11:043. So from June to September, he dropped another almost full second, ended up in third place for the 11:0 index on race week 2020. And I don't think at that point he had ever raced at those tracks because he is from Colorado. So being new tracks and new altitudes and all the stuff, and ends up third in 11:0 index. Pretty amazing. Rocky Mountain Race Week 2021, he ran an 11:083. Race Week 2021, he ran an 11:068. So in 3 years, he has competed in 9 drag and drive events. It's astonishing. This car is built for drag and drive. You can find him on Instagram, is probably the best place. His Instagram page is always full of cars, pictures of the car and updates of what he's doing and things like that. You can find it on Instagram at Brickedover 6.0. Now you can go down into the comments and get how that is spelled, but it's BRICKD over OVER 6.0. So go over, make sure you're following him on Instagram. It's a great follow. Always has tons of cool stuff. What I'd like you to do is drop your questions for Camron in the comments of this post or video. That way I can snag them throughout the week and we can ask them on Wednesday night. Again, this is a guy that competed in 4 week-long drag and drive events in 2022. No one else did that this year or in 2022. It's absolutely insane. I can't imagine. And I'll give you a tidbit. He did just say that the car just got back from the chassis shop. So we'll find out what that means on Wednesday night as well. I do want to say thank you to Sweet Patina for bringing you guys Built for Drag and Drive. This is such a fun segment that I don't feel like I do enough of. There are literally so many cars right now being built for a drag and drive event that it's absolutely insane. And a lot of cars being converted from full race cars into drag and drive cars. So I love that. Let's jump into the comments here. We'll talk to some folks real quick. Got some folks tagging Clay Millican here. Thank you, Jeff. Appreciate that. Oh, man, Nick Deal said he's a little disappointed he didn't make the cut on Rocky Mountain Race Week. We're going to talk about how fast it sold out here in just a minute. We got Jesse Harrison here, one of the fastest C10 truck, fastest diesel C10 truck. I don't know. We're going to say something like that. But I love those guys. Him and his wife are amazing people. Saw them at PRI and got a couple selfies in about 10 minutes of conversation. Got a Facebook user here saying the Thorpes are great peeps. Trevor Brandon here. They're in for Rocky Mountain Race Week. That is exciting. I'm trying to figure out my schedule for 1.0 or 2.0, which one I'm going to attend. Stephen is a veteran or a previous attendee of 2.0, so we may do 2.0 as a team for Narcoleptic and the MG, and then Mike at Drag and Drive for coverage. And then the Javelin, yes, belongs to Bryant Goldstone. He did send me a picture last night of his Drag and Drive Addiction Top 100 decal. It is on the back window. I can't believe it's so freaking amazing to see all the decals that are out in the world. It's pretty cool. And yes, you will see me at Sick Week, Duck Hunter TV. I can't wait. I'm so excited. I fly in Sunday night at midnight. So I'm going straight to the hotel and drink beers with people in the parking lot for a little bit and then right into the room and go to sleep. And I'll be there bright and early on Monday morning. All right, we got David Maxon here saying we're trying to get the Throwing Fours S10 ready for April. Yes, we're going to talk about the circuit updates here in a little bit as well. And then Push to the Limit said he did make it into Rocky Mountain Race Week. So congratulations to you, sir. Appreciate that. That is so awesome. I love the Impala rear-wheel drive conversion, turbo LS. I mean, who wouldn't like that?